Well, I'm going to ignore the last part of that, and we'll stick to the interesting note that was in there, which is the odds on Triple J. Now, I mean, I'll say it again. Look, man, I would love it, but you can't talk trade with a lot of Piston fans. You get a lot of fans, oh, man, the chemistry, it's just amazing. We couldn't possibly. But if you're talking about Triple J, I got bad news for you. It's probably Duran going the other way. You haven't gotten anywhere trying to get a deal done. And his time is running out. You'd get a guy who's signed. You'd get a guy who does things that Duran doesn't do. Not that Duran isn't good. He is. But you're going to get a guy who's been a defensive player of the year, a guy who can shoot the three, a guy who plays, obviously, elite defense. No, I mean, I'd explore all things to make this team better because if I'm going to give Duran $40 million a year, $35 million a year, you're going to have to expand your game. And that just for me, I'm probably not apt to do that. But I'd love to. Man, that was
he would be on the list. Hey, I would trade him in a heartbeat. Yeah, I would ship him off the
Not a heartbeat. You're going to get people attacking you.
Sorry.
I'm just saying. He's a good player, but if
beat of a heart.
If Jaren Jackson's available, I think it's interesting you're the third most odds there. Because I have no faith that this team would ever make a move like that. Ever. And I mean, look, you got a guy in Duran who's going to restricted free agency. Jaren Jackson signed. Mm-hmm. You want to talk about floor spacing? That'll do it. But I don't want to go down that road because I can't even get people to want to trade Tobias Harris. There's no point in having a conversation on people of this caliber. You'd have to give up things you're very uncomfortable with.
No, you would.
So let's keep the train moving. I don't want to. We did plenty of Pistons talk yesterday. The Bill Belichick thing, Rico and I are aligned. We're not going to feign anger because I don't care. We don't care. He'll get in. All right, he didn't get in now. Does it make certain people in the NFL petty? Yes. One of the voters who said no to Belichick explained his rationale. And to be respectful, it's just the typical old guy sports writer arrogance. I have no interest in it.
Babe Ruth didn't get the unanimous.
Right, Ichiro, another one. Yeah. One guy said no. But we thought about this as, we talked a little bit about Belichick yesterday and a little bit about Eli. The idea of the greatest snubs in sports in your lifetime where you go, okay, that guy got screwed. And we have plenty of them in Detroit sports. And it was funny because Brendan, who's doing updates for us today, who's normally in the mornings, he guessed what one of the snubs on the list was, and he had no hesitation. He's like, this is number one.
Said it instantly.
Yeah. And he said, K9 not getting invited to New York, 2021. So when you want to back that up with facts, not feelings, guy led the nation in rushing, guy led the nation in yards after contact, guy had the signature game of said season against the best team in said season, who were cheating, by the way. And when running backs win the Doak Walker, they go to the Heisman.
Right.
It's not about winning the Heisman. It's that he didn't go. Then you go, well, Aiden had a good year. Right. It was about half the year that Will Anderson had that year. K9 getting snubbed was a snub. It just was.
No, it was, Mike. It was like he had his signature moment. He should have been there. I'm not saying he had to win, but when I found out he didn't even make it, and then, I don't want it to turn like, oh, well, it was Aiden, you're mad because it was a Michigan guy. Like, well, Will Anderson was actually better than him still.
And the Heisman's not a defensive player award.
Right.
So just save it.
In order for a defensive player, you got to be like Charles Woodson. You got to do something else. You got to return kicks. You have to do something. And it was like, okay, yeah, but did you see Will Anderson play? So now that one, that was one.
That was a snub. But like, what are some of the other ones? I am not gonna sit here and do a Belichick thing. No. It's just that's not important to me.
I had a snub that I have two. One was I took a lot of heat for this because it just so happened later on I went on an Alabama radio station. But it's the only time you've done radio shows, you've done interviews on other stations. So don't give me that.
Try to avoid them.
Yeah.
Carry on.
But it was the one time that I didn't get the Heisman Trophy correct, that I took McCaffrey over Derrick Henry. And the interview came full stop once I shared that award, and it was basically his entire fan base attacking me. Like, how in the world did you not have, like, nobody stayed up late to watch McCaffrey play at Stanford. But that, to me, I thought he should have won the Heisman that year. But the biggest one in my lifetime, Isaiah Thomas not on the Dream Team. Isaiah Thomas should have been on the Dream Team. You put Christian Laettner on the Dream Team. Isaiah Thomas not on that Dream Team.
That's a snub.
Yeah.
Like I even had one that most people won't care about, but like I think Shaq got screwed because Steve Nash was the little darling of the NBA. Shaq got robbed of an MVP in 05-06. Stuff like that. Now, that one no one here is going to pay attention to. You and I agreed with one, though. Tayshaun not being in the rafters.
Because you retire everybody's number.
Kelly Tripucka.
It's the standard is the standard. Did you play?
Yeah.
Yes. Here's your number retired.
Before I forget, I do need to do something. TJ texted, and he's right, and I want to make a correction. TJ said, I take a lot of bleep, but guard slander isn't one of them. We do need to put Zach Martin in. I said maybe no to Martin. Martin, 9 All-Pros in. So it'll be Martin and Quentin Nelson.
But yeah, it's based on, for offensive linemen, if you have all pros, but
he'll be in.
Hey, TJ Jansen said tackles were better, so.
Okay.
Just want to throw a log on that.
248-539-9797. Give me the snubs. Look, we just got rid of a snub when Fedorov had his night finally. You could say that.
Yeah.
But the Belichick thing, I know, it's pretty bad. But I wanted to think creatively on this. So give me your biggest Detroit sports, or we could expand it, snub. Somebody just got screwed. I think the K9 one is one of the all-timers locally. That was just dumb. David? Kenny?
Yeah, I have a snub. This one actually bothered me a lot when it happened. 2016 Cy Young voting. Justin Verlander came in second to Rick Porcello. He had a better WAR, pitched more innings, less hits, way more strikeouts. The only metric that he didn't outdo Porcello in was wins. They care so much about wins, but everything else, he outclassed him at every turn.
Wins is such a useless statistic.
I agree.
Like Felix Hernandez, I think he won the Cy Young with like 11 wins. Why? Seattle was terrible. Wins for a pitcher are largely irrelevant if you get no run support.
True. I don't think it's irrelevant, but I know new baseball analytics people do, but I still think that it means something.
Still means something to me. David, Tex, what do people have to say?
Well, I want to give you mine here because a lot of people probably don't care about this one as much as I do, which is a lot of things in life. But it is the 2003 Heisman voting. Jason White won that one. He had 40 touchdowns, threw for over 3,800 yards. But I think Larry Fitzgerald got robbed that year. Larry Fitzgerald had 92 receptions, over 1,600 yards, and 22 receiving touchdowns. He killed it at Pitt, and I think he should have won the Heisman that year. Got robbed.
He did. It's a quarterback award, though. As you could, that one I can agree with. But quarterback award, David.
There were quarterbacks that had more yards than Jason White that did not come close.
Because a lot of times, what I have found out when it comes to the Heisman, once the media sinks their teeth into a player, they hype that player up and they tear everybody else down to make sure that their player is there.
I gotta just add this. If this was an actual deal and the Pistons didn't do it, they should be contracted. Like I was thinking, all right, if I'm Memphis, I'm gonna need Duran's not even in this deal. You ready for this? Mm-hmm. This one's by Yahoo. Pistons get Jaren Jackson Jr. Here's what they give up. Tobias, Ron Holland, 3 first-round picks. The last one's a pick swap. That's it?
Yeah.
And I can put Jackson and Duran on the floor together with Cade? Check, please.
Once again.
Oh, my Lord.
Flow chart makes too much sense.
Won't happen. Okay, good talk. We'll get the people involved. Wow, if I can pull that move without giving up my big. Now, again, I wouldn't have a problem because I'd rather just pay Jackson and then reallocate the funds later. But if you want to keep them both, that's fine. Go the rest of the season. Imagine what that looks like going to the playoffs. That's pretty nasty.
Now you got something.